Hello everyone and welcome to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in today's video I want to show you how to perform the downward dog position, which is a really famous exercise in the yoga world, but I don't want to explain to you how to do that in yoga. I actually want to explain to you how to stretch your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes and your lower back in that position. But before I start, let me remind you that if you want to work on your flexibility, then my Flexibility Guy membership is online. And thanks to this membership, you're going to be able to attend online classes whenever and wherever you want. So if you want to work on your flexibility with me and follow along classes that will lead you towards your goals, then check out the link in the description down below. All right, now with that said, let's start. Alright guys, so you probably already know how to do this exercise right here, but I just want to give you a little recap, and I strongly suggest you use a band, and we're gonna understand why, and some yoga blocks, of course, some yoga blocks. Always use the yoga blocks. Now, how to do the downward dog. Now, I'm not gonna be explaining to you how to do that in yoga. I'm just focusing on the stretch of specific muscles, which are the calves, and the hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. So we're gonna focus on the posterior chain. So I love to use the band like this because it's gonna keep my arms straight. So I put the band around my elbows as I go in the downward dog position, which is this position here. All right, so as you can see, a lot of people here, those of you who have stiff calves, etc., they can't put the heels on the floor. So what should you do to improve the stretch there and to be able to put the heels on the floor? So the first thing you can do is to put some yoga blocks under your hands, because this will make the stretch a little easier, because the floor, it's gonna be a little closer to your heels. So put some yoga blocks under your hands, keep your arms straight, and you got the band to force that position. Keep your chest in as much as you can, open your lower back, so you don't want to curve your spine like this. You want to curve the spine on the upper back, but not on your lower back. You want to open the lower back. And now, another thing you can do, just to start, of course, is to widen your feet a bit. So take your feet slightly apart as you go into the position. So feet slightly apart, and then you press down. You can do that dynamically, so you go down and up, down and up, down and up, or you can stay in the position. Now, the more you put your feet, the closer you put your feet to your hands, the harder the exercise gets. Now, as you here, of course, you can always remove the yoga blocks and perform the exercise on the floor. Now, it depends on where you are distributing your weight. Of course, if you're keeping your weight too much towards your hands, it's not gonna be a really good stretch for your legs, because all your weight is in front of you. So keep your weight back towards your legs. Of course, if you want to stretch your legs more, I'm not talking about the stretch of the shoulders here. We're going to be talking about that in another video. Now I'm focusing on the legs, so keep the focus on the legs. So I'm going to push my body down and my heels down. Now, if you can't do that, what should you do? You can keep some yoga blocks under your heels, like this. So yoga blocks under the heels, and this will allow you to actually stay a little more comfortable in the position. And as you get better and better, you bring your feet closer to your hands until you can put eventually the heels on the floor, as you can see here. All right. Now, another kind of progression you can use. So I've just showed you a very long progression. Of course, you can use the yoga blocks under your heels at first, then you can move your feet forward until you can press the heels down. Now, I like to focus here the work on one leg specifically. So you can work on one leg per time. And this kind of maneuver have two main advantages. The first one is that you're gonna be able to understand if you have one side stiffer than the other. Because many times as you go here, for example, you can't figure out which side is the stiffer one. But by working on one side per time, of course, you're gonna be able to understand that. And the second advantage, which is the most important one, is that you're gonna be able to put more pressure on one leg, all right? So you're gonna be able to put all the pressure on one leg, and this will allow you to stretch more. So the intensity of the stretch will get higher, all right? So how to do that? So bend around your elbows if you want to. Of course, that's not mandatory. It's just a kind of little maneuver. Now, from here, watch. I want to do something like this and this. Can you see that? I have my back foot on the other. Now I can start here, and from here, slowly I want to bring my body back. Now, as I said, the big difference is made by bringing your body back. If you want to stretch your legs, if you want to stretch your lower back, if you want to stretch your hamstrings, your glutes, your hip extensors, your calves, especially your calves, guys, because here we're talking about the calves, you want to lean back. So a lot of people just keep the weight here in between the legs and the hands. But if you want to really stretch, watch. Wow. I want to do something like, all right, I push with my hands and I just lean back. I lean back, all right? Then I want to open my lower back more, all right? So, of course, you don't want to do that because as you can see here, I'm just decreasing the angle between my leg and my foot. Can you see that here? My leg is like this, and this is gonna stretch my ankle, all right? So my calves. But if I stay here, I have my leg perpendicular to the floor. So it's kind of different. It's a kind of really particular position. And that's why I'm saying to you, just keep your hands and your feet at least at one step of distance, as you can see here, all right? One step of distance. Then as you are here, slowly lean back, but don't move your hands. Keep your hands there and lean back and open your lower back. So don't curve your lower back, open your lower back and push your butt up. As you are here, you want to stay here. Now, you can stay here 6 to 10 breaths. So you want to stay in the position 6 to 10 breaths. And now, watch. As you are here, all right, you're stretching one leg per time. You can push your front toe against the floor, all right? So you want to hold that contraction 10 to 15 seconds. You hold, push the floor with your toe, 10 to 15. Then as you stop, you inhale, you can bend the leg, exhale, you can extend the leg a little bit more. And that's gonna be tough on your hamstrings, on your glutes, on your calves, and on your lower back as well. A little bit on your lower back, not too much. And you can stay here and you can repeat that for 1 to 3, from 1 to 3 PNF contractions. All right, guys? So that's the way. These are some of the key principles I would use in a downward dog position to focus the stretch on your calves and on your legs. Now, guys, remember, if you can't touch the floor with your heels, all right, especially for beginners, put some yoga blocks under your heels. Put the yoga blocks there and put the heels on the yoga blocks and push them down. Then as you make progress, try to bring your feet slightly closer to your hands. So remember, you don't want to take your hands too close to your feet and vice versa, of course. All right? So you do want to keep a regular distance, but a little bit, of course, you can move the feet. And then as you feel that you are okay on the yoga blocks, slowly go down. You can repeat that dynamic movement, all right? So you can start on top, go down as much as you can and come back up. 4 reps, 6 to 10 reps. And then on the last one, you can stay down, all right? On the yoga blocks or on the floor. Then you can work on one leg, all right? So one leg per time. So 6 breaths, 6 to 10 breaths on one leg. 1 to 2 PNF contractions on one leg, and then you do the other. If you have a stiffer leg, begin with that leg. So start with that leg, and then you do the other, and you come back to the stiffer leg another time. Maybe you won't do another PNF contraction, any kind of that type of work on that leg. You just stay there, maybe 10 breaths more. Just you do a little bit more work on the stiffer leg. Does it make sense, guys? So that's how I would work on the downward dog position, which is kind of, guys, I've written another book. This is a little spoiler. I've written another book which is called Shoulders Range, and it's a book about the shoulders flexibility. And in that book, I put this exercise here, the downward dog. Can you believe that? It's like now I'm talking about the downward dog for your legs, but it's also an excellent stretch for your shoulders. So guys, it depends. This is a huge exercise. And I'm just showing you like a really useful tip, a really useful strategy to stretch your legs, to stretch your ankles, to stretch your calves, etc. in this position here. All right, but I want to listen to your questions. I want to listen to your doubts and to your opinions in the comments down below. Ask me questions, ask me whatever you want. And if you appreciate this kind of content and if you liked this video, please leave a like to this video. It will help me so much to grow this YouTube channel, and it means a lot to me, guys. You know that. You know that, all right? So I hope that everything is clear, and that's all from the flexibility guy, Coach Elia. Have a nice stretch. See you in the next video.